Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Harry Muppet, and this is going to be game number 4 of the quarter-final series of the HomeStory Cup, number 7. And what have we got going on? It is going to be Snute down the bottom right side, our blue Zerg player, and up the top left side, it is going to be our red Zerg player, Stephano. And these guys have just been going at it, man. The first 2 games, roach play all over the place. Bit of ling play from Stephano as well, but mainly just roaches, and some really close plays by both of our players, winning by the skin of their teeth. But game 3, man, Stephano tried to mix it up a little bit, tried to go mutas to counter Snoot's very scary roach build, but the mutas just were not out fast enough, and when they were out, they just did not do the damage. He managed to get 10 mutas out, but by the time they went out, the roaches were already in his base, and half of his drones were dead. So yeah, Stephano, it did not work out for him that game, and I assure you he will not be getting mutas again to counter the roaches. He just did not get them fast enough, or Snoot just got his roaches just too fast. And we're going to see what Stephano can do now, because if Stephano does not win this game, he's going to get knocked out, and Snute will go on into the semi-finals, and he will be playing off against Hyun. Hyun winning the first set of quarter-finals against MC, Protoss player. And I got to say, there's only actually 2 Protoss players who made it to the quarter-finals. There was MC, who got knocked out by Hyun, and there is Seed. And Seed is going to be facing off against Tasia, man, and I am not too happy about that, because I want to see a Protoss player, man, make it all the way through to the grand finals, because I love Protoss players, man. Ever since I watched the DreamHack and I saw Stardust go in there and just wipe the floor with everybody, I'm just like, Protoss for the win, man, Protoss for the win. But unfortunately, Zerg seems to be quite a dominating race, and Terran seems to be the runner-up in terms of domination, because yeah, you see so many of them in the end of tournament games, and the Protoss are just not as well represented. So I was very happy when Stardust went in and did all that awesome work in the DreamHack, and I would love to see Seed go on and do some awesome work as well. Unfortunately, MC getting knocked out, but in this game, it is definitely going to be a ZVZ in the semi-finals, because these guys are both Zerg, and Hyun is a Zerg, so it's going to be Zerg all over the place. But, going on to this game, what have we got going on? Fairly standard stuff, so forth. Nobody's really doing any massive deviations. Oh, look at this though, man. Snute, his hatchery, man, that was at least 10 seconds behind Stephano's hatchery, man. He's totally messed up his build now, and that is a prediction from me, that he is going to completely lose this game, just completely dropping the ball there in terms of getting that hatchery out in time. And I don't know, it could be part of some specific build that he's going for, the 10-second late natural expansion, but personally I think he just messed up. I think the nerves are starting to get to him in this quarterfinal, and this is going to be the beginning of the end. You can see he almost lost a drone there. This Ling trying to run around, but the second queen just says, yeah, I got this, and just snipes the living crap out of him. And yeah, it's going to be very awesome here. You see he's getting down his 1 spine crawl. He's getting out the second as well. I don't know, he got the second out last time, but then he cancelled it halfway through. But this time he is going to get it. He's got to be worried about the Lings running through, I guess. But he always seems to get a pretty good gate. He only screwed up the gate on the second game, but other than that, he's been doing pretty good. Here we go, the Baneling nest for Stephano. We actually saw some Banelings come out last game, and they ended up dying against roaches and not really doing much, but they were still out there, still having a crack, so, you know, good on them. And, yeah, some pretty standard stuff. Stephano actually going for quite a lot of Lings here. I think it's a little bit more than he usually gets, and speed is nearly up. So I think he wants to go in there, he wants to breach in before the gate is up, and really do some damage. And Snute might actually be able to hold off this gate. He's got to get those queens in position though, but actually, no, there he goes. He's going for a full cover. This Overlord out there saw the Lings coming in, so he's not trusting his queens to hold in the gap. He's going for a full cover with this Evo chamber. And I'm guessing when he's feeling a little bit safer, he's going to cancel this, but we do have 9 Banelings here. So Stephano not happy with the easy back and forward. He wants to send a crap load of banelings in, and he wants to blow up Snoot's world like there's no tomorrow. You can see massive amount of lings here. This is going to be so dangerous. If the queens are just going to disintegrate completely. He's building this guy in, but the spine crawler will not survive. Many baneling hits, and there we go. The Evo chamber goes down. The baneling's trying to get in, there we go. One queen goes down. The lings are going to have a bit of surround there, but I think splash damage took out a bunch of lings as well. And there are a bunch more banelings. How do you get these banelings out so fast? But he's completely demolished the wall. The baneling's going to come in, and they are going to go ahead and try and hit the drones. The roaches coming out at the last second, but they are just completely overwhelmed. The baneling's going for the workers. The workers trying to run away. The banelings, are they going to get the hits off? They hit a few workers. Not as many as they like. That baneling had a golden opportunity, but instead lowers most of these guys down to almost no health. Meanwhile, the roach reinforcements continuing to go out and finally managed to wipe out all of those guys. The lings pushing off a little bit, warping in some more banelings. He does not have baneling speed, and Snute madly trying to get this up again. The banelings, they're going to start getting taken out. Will he cancel them? I don't think he will. He needs to get these banelings out. He's going to just run him in, but he does not want to waste them on roaches. And the gate is back up again. There's a bunch of lings coming in here, but the drone's going to defend it. And Snute, man, doing an excellent job of defending, but the freaking zerglings and banelings just continue to run in. Go in for the hits they need to go for. Oh, drones dying to banelings, man. It is so bad. It is so bad. And yeah, Snute, man, he's actually okay. He's been building quite a lot of drones there. He's actually got his drone production higher than Stephano, simply because Stephano has been building so many workers. But yeah, Stephano he thinks he's in a good position now, so he's just setting out a bunch of lings to attack, and he built a crap load of drones right there as well. So he went up to 43 over 35, doing a really excellent job. And if Stephano gets an expansion in the next minute or so, while continuing to keep Snute in his base, then you can see how scared he is right here. He's fully left these Evo chambers going up, and that means that Snute's possibility of expanding in the next few minutes is going to be virtually zero. Meanwhile, Stephano is free to expand, and he needs to expand really badly. He needs to expand in the next minute or so. If he expands, if he shoots out a crap load of drones right here, he is going to be in an excellent position to win this game. And here we go, the drone coming out to expand. And Snute going to see the expansion coming down. He's got a nice army, but this army is only good at keeping Snute in the back, keeping him defensively minded. If they run past the roaches, they can do a lot of stuff, but he's actually going to ward this off again, so the lings cannot get in. And this roach hit force out here is going to go out and do some damage. Or actually, it looks like he's just defending the third base. So the ling's going to come in. They'll try and take this out. They might be able to take out those roach force so they get a nice surround, but maybe not. However, wants to go in there. He should try and take out this hatchery. He's going to go around. He's going to see it. These roaches are not going to stop him from seeing this hatchery. And yeah, he might be able to do it. These two roaches here are going to get wiped out, just completely surrounded. And he can take out the other two fairly easily. Some reinforcements coming down though. And I do not think this hatchery is... Although the baneling hits on that hatchery, man, doing an absolutely awesome job. Will he be able to save it? I don't think he will be able to. I think you've got to be shitting me. 40 health left. I could have sworn those lings were going to take it out, but at the very last second he managed to save it. And that was a pretty major victory from Snute, man. Keeping his third base up. He's saying, I'm still in this game, but Stephano has got his third base up. And yeah, well, look at the income, man. Snute has gotten back up there, though. He's been building all these roaches, and he's managed to build up his drones at the same time. So he's basically pulled out a miracle here by catching up to Stephano. Of course, Stephano did lose a crap load of workers there. Oh, sorry, not a crap load of workers, a crap load of lings to all those roaches. So yeah, definitely not good for him. And these guys are going to go out, maybe try and push this base again, but that's not going to happen. Holy crap, how did Stephano get that many roaches, man? I say that Snute's pulling out a miracle here, but Stephano's pulling out a miracle of his own, getting all those roaches up, and the economy from these guys is just absolutely nuts. But we'll see exactly what Snute can do here. He's going to try and get a nice positioning here to defend his third base, and Stephano decides not to move in there. He saw all these roaches coming down from this overlord, and he decided he did not want any part of that, so he's going to go back, and he is going to defend his own third base. I'm not sure he's going to be too worried, though, because he knows that Snute is not the sort of person who pushes out with a lot of lings. He's a roach person, and he always has been a roach person, at least as far as this series of games has gone. So yeah, but we'll see exactly what happens. He may be trying to push in, do a nice sneak into the expansion, snipe off some queens maybe. But yeah, he is going to be trapped in a very nice flank. And yeah, Snute kind of see the forces come out there. And Snute's army is extremely good, man. 50 over 41. So not really far in front, but he has got 2 weapons versus Stephano's 1 weapon, 1 armor. And yeah, so this is really good. Just chasing him, attacking him, doing a really good job. And these drones, man, just all running away from the third base. I think he must have got taken out by those roaches. Roaches being a bit slack, not taking those drones out, but they did take out this roach warren. And that is going to be fairly huge, because that is slowing down Snute's forces by so much. And these roaches, man, quite scary. Moving in there, doing a ton of damage. The 2 weapons really paying off. Yeah, so going to be some good stuff. I think the 2 weapons actually ups his damage by 2, whereas the 1 armor only ups the armor by 1. So 2 weapons definitely paying off versus the 1 weapons, 1 armor. But these roaches have whittled down all the defenders. And yeah, Snute having to rely on lings to try and defend against those roaches. And lings, of course, not the best unit of choice versus roaches. But I think eventually he's going to take them out. And there we go, the roach warren comes down again for Snute, so 10 roaches instantly coming out. But Snute continuing to build a crap load of roaches. And if we have a look at the units tab, man, 45 versus 35. Stephano is actually ahead on the workers. I think a few must have been lost at this third. And Snute really didn't take any out when he took out Stephano's third. So Stephano does have the income advantage. And Snute, I got to say, he had the army advantage, but he's slowly losing it here. He's going to have to back off. But he did take out the third. And Stephano took out his third, but he's already got to back up again. So he's going to be, he's got the hatchery advantage. But Stephano has the worker advantage. So, but yeah, Snute is catching up very quickly, and this game is so close, man. It's like game 1 and 2, except it just keeps getting drawn out and out and out. And I did not mean that in a bad way. This is completely awesome, and I don't even know if these guys have a lair yet. I think this is a lair. That's a lair, but they haven't got any lair tech, just overseers, and that's it. There's no hydras, there's no swarm hosts, there's no infestors, there's no mutas. It's just roach versus roach all over the freaking place. How many roaches are there? 25 versus 25. Stephano now has 27, so he is officially in the lead. But look at this, man. Snute getting 10 workers out, so he really wants to push up the economy, and you can see he's actually in the lead in terms of harvesters, but that is going to cost him. In terms of roach numbers, he's now 7 roaches behind. But he will have the defensive advantage here with this 1 spine crawler and the queen, and that might be enough to push off here. But you really never know. He's building a crap load of roaches now. That's about 10 coming out. And yeah, Stephano, man, we're going to have to see what happens. If it keeps going on like this, then Snute will have a slight economic advantage, and as time goes on, that'll work in his favour. But Stephano, it's not like he's going to sit at 48 workers forever. He's eventually going to get more workers, maybe even a 4th base. And the best thing is, right now he has Snute on the back foot, has him penned into his base. So it's a perfect time for Stephano to go for a 4th base, really start getting those worker numbers out. But he still does have to build up a ton of roaches, though, to be able to keep the pressure, because the thing about roaches is they can't attack overlords. So he's keeping the pressure on, but Snute knows exactly how many roaches he has. So he can't just... It's not like Snute is blind by any stretch of the imagination. He knows what's going on. And well, there's 48, but Snute, man, he's really been pushing up his roach numbers. Well, these guys, there's still 2-0. But Stephano is 2-1 at the moment, and we don't have any more upgrades coming out, so Stephano definitely has the upgrade advantage. He split up his forces though, but Snute has enough to go chasing both of them at the same time. He's going to do a very big whoosh around. He's got a bit more, but these reinforcements up here are going to make things very hard for Snute, and he wants to sort of bulk up his forces again. He might still be going in for a double-edged attack. But we'll see exactly what happens. And here Stephano has the upper ground. Yeah, these guys are about even, but I think Snute has the better army here, and I think Stephano has the better army over here. Although the upgrade advantage is starting to look up. I thought these guys were better off, but I think the upgrade advantage is really, really hurting Snute at this point. He did not do as many hits as he wanted to do over there, and these guys just got demolished. So there we go. Look at the amount to this. There's 25 versus 14. Stephano really showing that upgrades do win you the game right there. And he is going to push on and start getting some infestors, man. So he is doing a really, really great job there. Snute, though, still in the lead economically. He's got about 5 workers ahead, and he's going to continue to push that gap. He's now 9 workers ahead. So we're going to see whether the infestors are going to get some fungals down and really do some good work, or whether Snute is just going to overwhelm Stephano with just a massive amount of roaches. We know that he's got the economy advantage. He's already above Stephano's roach numbers, but the infestors are what it's going to come down to, whether there's going to get some nice fungal growths down, or yeah, look at this, man. He's up to 45, 46 now. He's getting a massive, massive amount. You can see he actually went for a 4th base after that attack, but this small roach hit squad is going to take down that hatchery quite easily. And meanwhile, Stephano going for his 4th as well. I don't know why he'd go for that side. This side is probably a little bit safer, but then again, is any location in this base really, really safe from this massive amount of roaches? But here come the infestors, getting a nice fungal off on about 8 of them. These guys are all going to go down, forcing Snute into the engagement with those fungals. Some more fungals going down. Stephano is doing some really, really good job here, not only keeping those roaches in place, but really doing a good job. However, I think that Snute might have the army advantage here, 37 over 22. He's going to continue to push in. These aren't the 37, some of them are reinforcements, but yeah, that economic lead, however small it was, but it's getting small again, but it was just enough for him to get the roach numbers out to sort of push in, sort of do the damage he needed. The infestors are all out of energy, and it's just roach versus roach once again. He might be just waiting. I think it takes like 75 energy for a fungal growth, but Snute getting that critical number of roaches down. Critical number of roaches to be able to take out stuff. He really wants to take out these infestors before they get enough energy up, and that is what he is going to do. And there we go, the infestors go down, and Snute in the lead quite a bit here. We have a look at units, and yeah, Stephano, man, just got taken out. Once again, he went for some advanced tech, and infestors definitely a better option than mutas when you're going up against roaches, but yeah, it cost him. I mean, alright, Snute did have an economic advantage, and I think that really helped him. The infestors were a nice idea, but maybe he should have spent that money on workers instead. I mean, he could be. He just needed to spend them on workers instead, get a crap load more workers when he actually got infestors, and that may have helped him. Of course, infestors are very gas heavy, and workers are, they cost minerals, so maybe he was just running low on minerals, but yeah. Snute just doing some absolutely awesome job with the roach pressure, man, and it was roach pressure every single game, and he made it work every single game. Even the game he lost, he still was very, very close to winning for some of that game. And yeah, congratulations to Snute. He is going to go ahead into the 4th game. Sorry, we're in the 4th game. He's going to go ahead into the semi-final. He's going to face off against Hyun, and we're going to have another epic ZVZ match when we get to there, so stay tuned for that. First, we've got the other 2 quarterfinals to do, though. Is going to be Tasia versus Seed, and then TLO versus Violet, and I know you guys are going to be looking forward to those. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys later.